Your children were apprehended. They are under the care and protection of the government now.
When the producers of Little Bird were looking for a costume designer who's not only talented but also invested in telling the story of the 60s Scoop, Charity Gaditsa was the right choice.
The characters in Little Bird are our family. Like, they are our relatives. They exist in our family photos, and we just have to find them because we're telling a true story.
Gaditsa's family is from Papikas's Cree Nation, and the show is set on a reserve in the same area in the Qu'Appelle Valley.
What I have here is some photos that was used by the set deck department when they designed the house in the 60s, the Little Bird house. It's my grandfather on the porch and my grandmother on the same porch, and we basically ended up using that exact porch.
She won a Canadian Screen Award for Best Costume Design and says her love for sewing came from her grandmother, Dorothy Pearl Pinay.
I've always been a hand sewer, which is weird. Nobody likes hand sewing. People like to use machines, and I love the fine details with my hands. And when I picked up beading 2 years ago, it's part of me. Like, I can't not bead now.
Nina J. MacArthur from Pheasant Rump Nakota First Nation won the award for Best Makeup. She says even though it was hard to relive the trauma, she wanted to be part of telling the story.
Coming from like the foster system, there were times when, as a child, I was taken away from my parents. So it definitely was very triggering while we were shooting it. And even like the social workers, I had similar social workers when I was a kid.
MacArthur also went to Lebret Residential School in southern Saskatchewan. It was one of the last ones to shut down in 1998.
I've been grieving for so long. But after I won it, I was like, okay, I can, if I'm allowed to grieve for a whole year, I should be allowed to celebrate for a whole year.
MacArthur's been carrying her trophy in her backpack wherever she goes. And as for Gaditsa, she's celebrating too, both her win and her legacy.
I guess my grandmother gets to live on now. Like, her story is out there, and like when you do watch Little Bird, she's there. She's on camera. Her photo is sitting there in many places. So it's a way to just take back what was taken for like myself personally.
Aishwarya Duda, CBC News, Saskatoon.